Yeah, like it is a truly painful experience for Squirtle in this matchup because everything Squirtle wants to do is just beaten out. You get beat out by the fair, you get beat out by dash attack. Nair is such a good retreat option, so I don't think outside of like a quick burst of damage, we're gonna see a whole lot of Squirtle in this matchup. And yeah, honestly, the Ivysaur is going to be a bit rough too. I think this might be the first time we see a lot more of the Charizard by comparison to the other two.
Interesting thing about Charizard. That's a surprise to me, but I'm not gonna doubt it because the range on Charizard and kill power and the edge guard angles his attacks sent at will be really powerful versus Ness. But
I think what
we're seeing the Squirtle at the start, which is honestly a surprise.
Yeah, I think it's just get the quick damage while you can and go. I think a reason why we'll see a lot of Charizard is, you have Flamethrower at ledge, which forces Ness into a low recovery angle, and then you can possibly get down airs, or the F tilt at the ledge for a 2-frame. So it's good options to get Ness's recovery. It's just getting Ness to kill power first. And the Squirtle is actually putting in work at the start, so Quidd immediately shutting up that idea and getting the damage right where he needed it.
Yeah, and that's definitely a huge surprise. With that said, now the Ivysaur is doing worse than the Squirtle, but you can't say Squirtle forever, and this can be potentially bad. Ivysaur ledge is not that good, but big hitboxes don't get hit by PK Fire, and just let Ness try to find an opening and punish it constantly. That's the name of the game for Ivysaur.
I was expecting so much out of that ledge jump before. I think we're going to see another attempt coming up in the future, but this is the key. Getting the kill power and dipping out of the Charizard to switch back to something as early as you can because of the type of pressure that Ness can put on the big body frame of Zard.
Something you see a lot of people do with recoveries versus Ness down smash is when they get hit, they up immediately afterwards. Because that way they might be able to hit Ness potentially, or at least grab ledge as soon as possible and not get caught by more down smashes. With that said, having hitbox recovery like Charizard's up B is really nice because you just punch through the down smashes when you're in hitbox, make it so hard to edge guard you without going up stage into Charizard.
Yeah, I like the way that Quidd was playing that center stage game a second ago too, utilizing unfortunate. You tried to use the flamethrower to back off Quidd and accidentally went a little bit too far back for that fly to make it back.
Yep. With that said, now Syrup he's getting that big damage that we've seen him do before on this stream, and he was just trying to end that stock.
You always have to be worried about that in that situation because they could go for a fair and just keep going, or you air dodge in, they cover you with that down air. Much better move nowadays because of recent buffs, including that we've seen it a couple times. The PK Flash is actually comboable now, so you gotta watch out for that too.
Bro, that's just like, it's so cool. You never think about it, and then like you get hit and show the PK Flash or just raw like hit regularly, and you're just like, bro, wait, Ness can do everything he wants now. This is horrifying. Speaking of everything he wants, that back throw is everything you want to throw and more. And there's like 76, and Charizard's out in the field. Any single hit can lead to so much damage, and Ness's frame rate is enough to cover potential down B switches, although they're not do that successfully.
Yeah, you see Syrup just trying to keep Quidd in the corner, trying to get as much out of this stock as possible, and really, I just really like the way that Syrup is playing the object coverage game. I know I talk about it all the time, but you want to keep people controlled. There's that right there, but good job going to the left-hand side instead of the right, because Syrup was definitely looking to follow up after it.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking really scary for this stock. Like, obviously, there's another stock to work with, but versus PT as Ness, I think the last stock's gonna be scary no matter what's happening. So he wants to end this. Now, back air is a absolute tank of a move that, since day one of Ultimate, we've seen and known. Oh no. What is this
we've
monster?
seen many a games that were stolen by back air, including double back airs. It does not matter. So, yeah, it's a one-way freight train. It's a one-way stop to the blast zone. Kind of like that forward air, catching the low recovery, but that's going to force the switch.
And he gets up at the side B. I wonder if there's a punish here to go for the I will back throw back air. He is in such a bad spot. He has no double jump left.
Forces the jump. He's going to down air. No, goes for the fair, but doesn't get it. That's a kill.
The Thunder clipping Quidd out of the edge guard. I'm actually so surprised. I wonder if he could have spaced a little bit lower to the side of Ness, so the Thunder wouldn't clip him, because if you go try to edge guard Ness from above when he up these, that PK Thunder can and will clip you and stop an edge guard. But if you are just right to his side, that won't happen. Even doing runoff and then double jump fair instead, give me a really strong option to guarantee you do not miss that edge guard.
Yeah, if I was Quidd, I'm gonna need to take a break for a second to go ahead and change my pants, because that might have made me, drop a little something out of being scared. Because the fact that Quidd just barely missed that forward air, it's like that could have absolutely been out of your game. But luckily, the Thunder came in and helped. Also, you got the blessing because Ness is on screen, so apparently, best Ness has been some of the chat. I see the emotes lingering around there. Well, it's it was so close that honestly, I'm actually glad that they're both pausing for a second because I think both of them need to recollect after that.
Yeah, definitely. And like honestly, that game was, you know, a game with the syrup. I don't think that was a comfortable like win for him at all. He was literally just like a few pixels better spacing from Quidd away from going down 0-1. I imagine they might run it back, but they might switch stages. Really depends how Quidd is feeling about like his chances on PS2 again, because he did have a good thing going, but he was still down versus Syrup for most of the game.
Yeah, and like even after that first pretty good start from Quidd, it just kind of went to Syrup's favor afterwards, and I like the switch. It's going to take away a landing option for Ness. It's going to allow a little bit easier pressure from air dodge reads, forcing some of the Razor Leafs to try and catch landings. But do you think overall that Quidd is going to be able to make the adjustments necessary on this stage by comparison to PS2?
You know, it's hard to say. I do think, you know, Syrup's going to have the momentum of last game because Quidd's going to kind of be thinking, like, it's one of those things that's back of your mind when you have the game and you throw it. Like, it's just like, oh, I could have had it. And it's like, does it tote you? If you don't actively think about it, it's going to affect your play. It's going to be less confident. It's going to tote you. And regardless of that, I feel like Syrup's pressure's just been really good. He's generally been good at avoiding dying early.
Syrup won it all at breakfast because he ate everything about that forward smash, and you know, I agree. The pressure's been good, but Quidd was able to get that. However, it is still, you know, it's only the first stock loss. How do you capitalize past that?
I mean, at this point, like, if you're a Syrup, I would just, you know, play it safe, try to find your opening, don't spend too much, because you get a chance like that. Also, I just remembered who were named Fireballs from, because Vitality in chat is like, yo, let's go name Fireball. They're actually a Georgia player for my last offline tournament, actually. In bracket, now I remember he brought me Game 3 in top 64 bracket at, whatever event it was.
Oh, for Fireball?
It was like his Clash at Carolinas I fought named Fireball at. And yeah, he brought me a Game 3 in tournament. He's from Georgia, I think.
You just make me think about that because I missed that then.
But yeah, back to the match. I just had to talk about that for a second. We do have Quidd popping off right now, catching Syrup trying to land on the platform. Not a good place to go versus Ivysaur. That up air covers so much, and even though Ness mobility is good, he is not threatening from above at all.
Yeah, we're so busy talking about flashbacks that we're missing Syrup's light flash before his eyes, trying to find a landing. Oh no! Don't do that! Don't do that! When after you get your jump rips, so many people want to swing and disadvantage, especially with good nairs. And Quidd has been catching that repeatedly on multiple people all night, so I'm not surprised to see that forward smash got punished there.
Oh, nice parry with that set. Oh, no tech chase opportunity available. Syrup with good DI up and away, I think, to make sure it does not happen. Trying to go block pressure, but, you know, disengages pressure with up B, and now Syrup is probably dead. Yep! Extremely good read air dodge upwards. Quidd sense the fear.
Let him breathe! Let him breathe! Let's CPR, resuscitate. This kid's dead. That was so well played. And it just, the pressure from Quidd was so on point. You want to bait those air dodges from Ness. It's a go-to option when you're in those spots. They're very floaty. They're either gonna go for the side magnet on landing, or they go for the air dodge. Outside of like an aggro play, you're not really expecting that nair right there because it just got hard punished multiple times by things like that forward smash. That air dodge is probably coming. Perfectly executed by Quidd.
And now Game 3 is going to be Syrup's counter pick, so I expect a smaller stage. I really think the platforms are getting in the way of Syrup because he can't use them to like side from really. He has trouble landing at one side because of them, and they're giving Quidd really nice angles to chase Ness's otherwise very to chase airspeed. So maybe SmashBros, maybe like the PS2, I could even see an FD pick or a small Battlefield pick, or regular Battlefield also works.
You know, along the way there, we were taking the whole grand tour. The Battlefield is the pick. I think the combo game kind of plays well for Syrup in you know, stages like this. We've already seen how good Syrup's been able to do it before, so maybe just trying to get more landing option coverage and drag down up airs on Quidd. That's if, you know, Quidd ever lets Syrup actually touch the ground.
Yeah, right. I mean, Quidd is playing this play halves right now, which is putting us in disadvantage. Don't let me get a disadvantage for this character. Oh man, he's so scary. Look at that, he just drags you across the stage so easily, and like even these little like shin situations, he's able to just press buttons, and it's gonna be so much better than Ivysaur can throw out there.
Actually, answering pretty much right back too. That PK Fire keeping Quidd in a precarious situation before. That's 2 jumps down. I believe only 1 left, so you have to go for the Flare Blitz and covers the roll in. A lot of people are going to buffer right there, and there's the KO.
Yep, nice. I love Syrup consistently is getting those forwarders off stage. Calling out Quidd's kind of like recovery, like parallel to the ledge almost at distance, is getting a little bit predictable. And I think Quidd has to mix up the recoveries. Otherwise, Syrup's gonna get way too many early stocks off of that.
I think a big part of that though is that two jumps are ripped, right? So you get scared, and it also Syrup needs to find an answer to that too. That is a few times that forward smash is KO'd, but really, it's so hard to challenge. You have to respect it the entire time.
With a side chest jumping on stage with an aerial gets punished quickly with a side B, lots of damage, and it's still in the corner. And like when someone's giving you that kind of space, they want you to land in front of them for a free punish. These PK Fires have been such safe pressure, not doing too much damage, but not getting Syrup punished. I feel like you go for a more aggressive option, but you try and play it really safe because things like this happen if you lose his neutral.
Oh my god.
Oh, that time, that's just him getting red for
god.
consistently landing on top in front of his opponent with aerials. We saw this set with Syrup set versus Name as well, where he constantly landed in front of his opponent with aerials and just got punished. So I see
that is
Quidd is taking something out of the book.
Like, it sucks. Yeah, you lost neutral once and then you almost die, but then when you keep air dodging it, a lot of these air dodges in and getting caught. Yes, it's so hard to land against this pressure, but the air dodge has consistently been baited, and there's another forcing of a bad position to air dodge in. You have to go far away. You're probably going to get down aired or spike or forward aired, and that is a perfect game from Quidd after that second stop.
Yep, and you said that he executed the forward edge guard perfectly, right? He just went off stage a little bit to the side, a little bit lower, and then just Syrup didn't have a recovery option left. And honestly, that was a one-player game for most of that match. The few times Syrup did have the advantage that he got some damage and nothing crazy came from it, really.
Yeah, honestly, and most of that was just the consistent control of landing. There was nothing that Syrup could do safely. One thing I would like to see out of Syrup a little bit more is something we saw at the very beginning of the set that has somehow disappeared. Using that side magnet as a way to just move away a little bit. Instead of the air dodge where he's consistently catching you, just throw off the landing every once in a while, because that will throw off the timing of Quidd's landing control. Because if you keep air dodging down like that every single time, or landing with an aggressive option with an air where it's obvious, you're gonna get punished over and over again.
Oh yeah, 100%, and like that's always the name of the game in any fighting game, right? Is mixing it up, especially in these situations where, you know, defensive habits, right? Your opponent can really push the advantage state.
Yep.
You can't let that happen. You have to always be thinking one step ahead.
I'm a big fan of the way that Quidd consistently uses that waterfall outer shield. It has worked more often than I've ever seen any Pokemon trainer use that. So it's just a quick get off me tool, gonna jump in and actually get around the PK Fire attempts. That would have been huge if Syrup was able to catch that and get the KO.
It's just seeing more Squirtle right now, right? Nobody's seeing mostly Ivysaur, but he starts with Squirtle and stays Squirtle play good. Gets even percent to say in a bad spot. I'm most surprised to see him run it back to town after he lost before, but he does kill Charizard at 100%. I do wonder if maybe he could use Squirtle's Water Gun a bit more to set up edge guards, because that seems really hard for Ness to deal with.
Yeah, maybe. Like, I mean, well, good option coverage right there, gonna catch the Vine Whip. I'm still surprised at how much we're seeing Squirtle in general, because we were talking before how good, like, dismal it is for Squirtle to box with a Ness, and Quidd make it work.
Yeah, right? It's the same. He's using Squirtle's like tiny hitbox size plus even better frame data than Ness to really contest at slightly closer ranges than like Syrup wants to be at and be started to hit with his mobility. And with that said though, we got Ivysaur on this range, just, you know, constantly keeping Syrup out. Really good usage of his shield as well to not get hit by random aerials. I've noticed a lot of times Quidd blocks something and just kind of disengages, which is key for fighting Ness. Just disengage, do not fight him on his terms, make him chase you.
100%. You always want to make Ness feel uncomfortable in a situation where they cannot keep that pressure up, because they're going to swing. Let's be real. Every Ness wants to press as many buttons as possible just to keep that, just to make it feel like you don't have an opportunity to play. And Quidd has done a great job of that, but still, we're at even game right here. What's the option at the ledge? You've already gone for a few of those down smashes at the ledge. I like the bait right there to get him to come off that ledge and get that up smash.
Yep, and now it's Syrup with this little lead, getting a lot of damage, a constant cross-ups. I think Quidd's trying to look for a grab maybe, or some sort of edge guard, but Syrup has no double jump. Perfect side B though. I think yes, he did have a double jump to do that cancel, but with that said, back throw, gone. Gotta watch out for that. Not an option to Quidd use much for killing.
Oh, that would have been great if you were able to get the drag down fair right there, force a low recovery. Oh, what are we gonna do? Goes for the trap at the ledge, at the platform maybe. Luckily for Quidd, didn't jump too early because that could have been a PK fire and we would have been going to game 4.
Yeah, and look at that, just out of nowhere, 72%, he overextends slightly in advantage. He gets punished by Quidd retreating neutral, baiting out the attack, and it's just, he's being dragged across stage. He's being pushed across the stage very, very slowly. But he's at 111% for messing up one ledge trap.
Yeah, and you have to be careful putting that pressure on that shield. That up smash out of shield is going to kill you. You have to be very, very careful. Potential fly attempts too, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore at this percent. Gets the air dodge call,
That's
but
a kill,
doesn't
maybe?
punish. It's a back throw.
Okay, no, it's not yet. I thought it'd be some more knockback. That is definitely a kill, though. Once again, angles up perfect. I like the neutral air there. The neutral lingers and has quite a good amount of range, so it's a little bit easier to time that than the forward air, and you just need to hit him and he's dead. It doesn't need to be strong.
I like the change up with that nair too, right? Because before the last few times, he waited for you to like use that jump and then go for the PK Thunder 2 to punish. So it was actually an early attempted PK Thunder 2 from Syrup right there, trying to get back, but the lingering hitbox to that nair got out.